Hi, I'm Mike, founder of GoodBed.com. Today we're going to take an in-depth look at the Stearns & Foster Luxe Estate Medium Tight Top Mattress, which is one of the most popular mattresses in their entire lineup. Now, if you're not sure whether this is the particular model you're interested in, or if you want to check out some of the other Stearns & Foster models, we've done an overview of the entire collection in a separate video. But today we're excited to do a deep dive and give you our take on this particular mattress. Stick around. All right, now in case you've never been to our website before or seen one of our video reviews, the number one thing that you have to know as a mattress shopper is that mattresses are highly personal, which means the best one for me is going to be very different from the best one for you and vice versa. In fact, there are many criteria that you have to consider when choosing a mattress, which is why we focus on individualized recommendations. And also, in fact, why any website out there that is showing you generalized lists of the best mattresses, best mattress for side sleepers or this or that, is completely full of it. The right way to think about mattresses is in terms of what we call the 3 Fs: fit, feel, and features. Fit is about finding a mattress that matches your body in terms of your weight, body shape, and preferred sleep positions. Feel are the characteristics of a mattress that actually cannot be universally better or worse. They can only be better or worse for your personal preferences. And then features are the aspects of a mattress that actually can be universally better or worse, however, may or may not be a priority for you personally. So that is how we organize all of our product testing with every mattress, as well as how we do each of our reviews. So let's start with fit, since it's what determines to what extent you're going to get the 2 things that everybody has to get from their mattress, which is proper spinal alignment and adequate pressure relief. And in this case, I'd say that this medium tight top in the Luxe Estate level is really like a utility player in the Stearns & Foster lineup, meaning it's going to be a really good fit for a wide range of sleepers in terms of weights and sleep positions. So starting with side sleepers, we would say in general, this is going to be a little bit better fit for lighter people than it is for heavier people because of the fact that it has a little bit of softness and a little bit more than average cushioning depth, which we'll get into in a minute. But we would say that for side sleepers, for example, it's going to be very good spinal alignment fit for the lightest side sleepers, and it might just get a little bit, be not quite as good for the heaviest, but still good for even the heaviest side sleepers. For back sleepers, I think it's going to be somewhat similar in terms of very good spinal alignment for the lightest back sleepers, meaning those like under 150 pounds, let's say, and the heaviest back sleepers, it's still going to be good, but maybe not quite as good as for those lightest ones. And then for stomach sleepers, we would say it's probably good spinal alignment for the lightest stomach sleepers, but for the heaviest stomach sleepers, it would be a little bit bigger drop off just on account of the cushioning depth and softness here. We would still, however, say that for those heavier stomach sleepers, meaning those over 250 pounds, let's say, it would still be okay from a spinal alignment standpoint. So that gives you a sense of why I said this is like a utility player in the Stearns & Foster lineup. And what I want to point out is that like the reason that they have 20 models in the Stearns & Foster lineup is because a utility player medium mattress can't be the best for everybody. So for example, if you are a lighter side sleeper, particularly with acute pressure relief needs, you're probably going to want to check out the Luxe Hybrids, for example, that have really good pressure relief, as well as the Reserves, as well as some of the pillow top models, and even the softer tight tops are probably going to have a little bit better pressure relief for a light side sleeper, and maybe even better spinal alignment in that regard as well. Likewise, if you're a heavy stomach sleeper, which is kind of the other end of the spectrum, you're probably going to want to look at some of those extra firm models they have in this lineup, which are going to really prevent your midsection from sinking at all into the mattress, which is going to be great for you from a spinal alignment standpoint, or even some of the firm tight tops that they have might also be a good option for you. So there's really, if you have something more specific in terms of your needs, then there are definitely other options, and you want to check out our Stearns & Foster overview video to find the options that are going to be best for you. But this one, again, we think is a solid utility player that is going to have really wide applicability to a broad range of sleepers. In terms of pressure relief, I would say that this is not the best pressure relief you can get in the Stearns & Foster lineup. There are other options, I'll get to that in a minute, but overall we would say it is going to be good to pretty good across the board for most types of sleepers. So for the lightest and least curvy side sleepers, I would say this pressure relief here is good. For the heaviest and or curviest in terms of pointy shoulders, broad shoulders, or kind of curvy hips, we'd probably say it's still, even in the worst case, pretty good. All right, so let's move on to the feel characteristics, which again, these are the things that can only be better or worse for your personal preferences, not on any kind of universal scale. The first of these would be softness, and we would classify this one as a medium on our softness spectrum. We would say that that medium is achieved through a relatively soft quilt layer, as well as there's a soft inch of memory foam right below the quilt layer. Combined with, underneath that, you have firmer coils. Overall, that IntelliCoil support unit is a solid, firm support unit, and you've got some transition layers as well of foam and latex that are kind of also offering a little bit more firmness right below that. So it's that combination that brings you to this kind of medium feel that's maybe just on the softer end of that medium classification, but overall medium. In terms of cushioning depth, which is the difference between sort of sleeping in your mattress and getting that kind of hugged or cradled sensation versus sleeping on your mattress and getting a floating above your mattress sensation, if you will. We would classify this medium tight top as being slightly deeper than average cushioning, just a little bit more of that sleeping in your mattress sensation. That's on a kind of that pillow top. There's a couple inches of pillow top feel there, but there's a few characteristics that go into cushioning depth, and in this case, that hugged or cradled sensation comes more from kind of how much you sink into the mattress versus kind of how closely it conforms to your body or your curves. The next feel characteristic is memory feel, which is kind of the amount of that slow melting memory sensation or slow recovery that you experience on this mattress. And in general, we would classify this as about an average amount of memory feel, and that's in recognition of the fact that memory foam is so pervasive and widely used in the industry today that every mattress, or at least the average mattress, I should say, has a little bit of memory feel. And in this case, by virtue of it having just an average amount, it just means that there's a little bit of it, but there's not a ton of it. And the reason there's even as much as there is because the amount of memory foam in there is not particularly high. There's only 3/4 of an inch of memory foam in this mattress, which is the Temper Indulge memory foam that's kind of right below the quilt. So it's not even at the very top, but it is near the top, right below that quilt layer. But 3/4 of an inch being not that much memory foam, we would normally expect a lower amount of memory feel than what we gave this particular mattress. But the reason for that is that this particular memory foam is a higher density memory foam and also a slow responding memory foam. So it kind of punches a little bit above its weight class in terms of the amount of overall impact it has on the amount of memory feel, bringing it to kind of that middle category, that average amount of memory feel in total. But the last thing I'd say about memory feel is that for those of you, clearly for those of you who are looking for a lot of memory feel, you're not going to get that on this mattress. There are in fact other options within the Stearns & Foster lineup that have lots more memory feel if you're looking for that. But on the flip side of that, those of you who are averse to memory feel probably aren't going to get enough of that on this mattress for it to be problematic. The last feel characteristic is bounce, and we look at this at 3 levels of the mattress. The surface, you got a pretty bouncy surface here. The mid-level bounce, which we test by dropping a bowling ball on the mattress, also has a good quick responsiveness, peppiness, as well as when I even just plop my full weight down on the mattress, even then, these coils are going to spring you right back up. So overall, we'd say it's by no means the bounciest mattress, but at each level of the mattress, it certainly has above average amount of bounce. All right, now let's move on to the features, the third of the 3 Fs. And again, these are things that can be better or worse, but may or may not be a priority to you personally. A good example of this is the first one, which is motion isolation, which is going to be the extent to which a person on this side of the bed may be aware of or disturbed by what's happening over on the other side of the bed. We test this, of course, several ways, basically to try to assess with a small disturbance of a bowling ball, for example, how much disturbance is transferred across the mattress, as well as with a larger disturbance of me kind of plopping myself inconsiderately into bed next to a partner and see how much disturbance there is. And either way, we found that the motion isolation on this mattress is excellent. The next feature is temperature, which is really the degree to which you're going to be able to stay cool and comfortable on this mattress, which for some people is going to be a big concern. Now, this is a mattress that overall, we'd say that the ability to sleep cool is good on this mattress. That's kind of our overall assessment here. There's a few factors you want to look at. Maybe on the negative side, you do have 6 inches of foam up on top of this mattress with all those different layers of foam and the quilt. You do sink a little deeper than average into this mattress in terms of, as I mentioned earlier, which affects kind of how much of your body's surface area is exposed to the air, which is obviously the best way and easiest way for it to dispel heat. But mitigating those things, first of all, just on that last point, you do have a quilted surface here, which gives it some undulation and allows more air to reach your body. And on top of that, mitigating the 6 inches of foam is that right below that 6 inches of foam, you have a support layer that is has a ton of airflow. I mean, there's basically all coils. It's just pocket springs going edge to edge. Even the edge support is coming from 2 rows of stronger coils going around the perimeter of the mattress, not from a foam perimeter, which would be harder for air to penetrate. So, and on top of that, they have a few cooling features that they've built into this. So, for example, those pocket springs have fabric that is perforated. And those perforations allow air to travel even more easily through those coils and across coils than it would be in normal pocket springs. And on top of that, they even have air vents going along the side panels. They got 4 air vents on each side panel, on each side of the mattress, which just allows air to travel in and out of that support layer and in and out of the mattress more easily than it would be by having to travel kind of through that side panel fabric normally. So a lot of airflow in the support layer of this mattress. They also have a bit of a cooling feature in the cover here. They've got a fabric they're using in the cover that is 50-50 blend of Tencel and a polyethylene fiber. Now, polyethylene fiber, if you haven't seen it in our other videos, is essentially a higher density yarn that has sort of an inherent coolness to the touch in much the same way that a higher density material like marble would have an inherently cooler touch than a lower density material like wood. So that gives the mattress just a smidge of coolness. I mean, it's not, it doesn't feel cold by any means. However, it feels probably just a little bit colder than maybe a typical ordinary fabric would at a given room temperature. So that overall is how we arrive at our assessment that this mattress is good in terms of its temperature regulation and its ability to keep you cool and comfortable. The next feature we look at is edge support, and we look at it 2 ways, both with me sitting on the edge of the mattress, like I am now, but also over here on the side, and that would be replicating, getting in and out of bed, or for that matter, putting your shoes on, things like that. Or we also look at it lying on the edge of the mattress, which is going to be particularly important for those of you who maybe get squeezed towards the edge of the mattress during the night, whether by a restless partner or kids or pets joining you. And either way you look at this, either way we test it, the edge support on this mattress is excellent. One feature I'll cover real quickly is ease of repositioning. For those of you who are concerned about that stuck in the mud feeling, you're not going to get any of that on this mattress. It's a very easy mattress to move around on. The next feature we typically cover in our reviews is the degree of natural materials in the mattress, or just the lack of harmful chemicals. In this case, this isn't really an area Stearns is making any particular claims about. However, there are a few things that we'll point out to you if this is an area of concern for you. Number 1, the cover fabric, which is made from 50% Tencel. Tencel is made from natural materials. Along those same lines, there is 1 inch of latex in this mattress. And below that latex, you have an 8-inch coil layer that goes from edge to edge. So meaning there's no foam perimeter in this mattress. And of course, coils, metal, doesn't off-gas. So that's something that can also be reassuring to you. The last point I would make is that as it relates to the foam in this mattress, of which, excluding the latex, there's, I guess, 6 inches or so of total foam, including that layer, 1-inch layer below the coils. And all of that foam is certified to the CertiPure standard, which essentially is a standard that looks for the presence of and off-gassing of various harmful materials and certifies that neither are present beyond some minimally acceptable threshold. So all of that, I would say, is something that you can take some reassurance from if this is an area of concern for you. The next feature we look at is adjustable base compatibility, which is something our readers are asking about more and more these days. And we look at this 3 ways. Number 1, this is a mattress that is indeed adjustable base compatible, meaning that it is designed to bend and flex and for use on an adjustable base. It's not going to void the warranty or anything like that. The second thing we look at is how well the mattress is able to conform to the curves of the base when it is fully elevated. So particularly in that state where both the head and foot are fully elevated and fully articulated. In this case, we did find that while the mattress was able to conform perfectly to the curves of the base with me and my weight on it, it did not, on the side where I was not sitting, conform quite as well. But that is pretty much to be expected for a mattress that is really this thick. The third thing we look at is, does anything weird happen when that mattress is in that fully elevated position, which again is a rather extreme test. And not surprisingly, in this case, with a mattress with 2 inches of quilt, you're gonna find that there can be a little bit of bunching. Now, we found that on the side of the mattress that did not have my weight on it. I do still think that even on that side, if I were to have sat down on it kind of after it was bunched up, this quilt pattern, this quilt package is soft enough that it would not have bothered me. I may or may not even have felt it. What I did experience on the side that I was sitting on is that no bunching occurred because my weight was kind of able to keep the quilt pattern just totally flat. So really this is an issue that we would typically expect to happen on a quilted mattress like this, and it's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things. So overall, we would still say that this mattress, in terms of its adjustable base compatibility, is good. All right, so now we're going to move on from the 3 F's and talk about 3 things that are going to be important to anyone buying a mattress, particularly if you choose to buy this mattress online, which you actually can do directly from Stearns & Foster. Of course, you can also buy this mattress in many local retailers across the country. But when you buy it directly from Stearns & Foster through their website, it does come with free white glove delivery, which basically means that delivery is going to include them bringing it into your house and setting it up, which for this mattress is going to be, I think, of particular importance to you because this is a very heavy mattress. This is probably 130 pounds or so in a queen size. It would be even more than that, obviously, in a king. So this is going to be, you're going to get your money's worth in terms of that free delivery. In terms of return policy, this is again going to depend on which retailer you buy it from. However, if you do buy it from the manufacturer, Stearns & Foster, through their website, it does come with a return policy. They actually give you up to 90 days to try this in your home, and you can return it or exchange it within that time frame at any point for whatever reason you want. The one thing they do require is that you keep it for at least 30 days, and that's just to give your body adequate time to kind of adjust to the new mattress, to make sure you've given it like the old college try, if you will. Now, the only thing that they do in terms of costs is they do have a $175 return/exchange fee. It'll apply basically if you either way. If you return the mattress, you'll get a full refund, but for that $175. If you exchange it, essentially you will still pay the $175, and if you obviously exchange it for something that costs more, you'll pay the difference. But one thing that's unique is if you exchange it for something that costs less, Stearns & Foster will actually refund you the difference, which is actually a much more rare policy, a rare aspect of a return policy. So that's a nice thing to keep in mind. In terms of warranty, Stearns & Foster offers a 10-year warranty on this mattress, and that's going to apply no matter where you buy it. The one thing it's not going to include is kind of indentations or sagging up to 1.5 inches. So that's kind of a standard carve out for most mattresses that are quilted across the industry. And one thing that I would add is particularly nice about this warranty is that it is non-prorated for the duration of the whole 10 years. So meaning if you have a defect or warranty issue anytime within that 10-year time frame, they will essentially repair it or completely replace the mattress with no proration. All right, now we're going to take a quick look at what's inside one of these Stearns & Foster Luxe Estate mattresses. First, I'll start out by just showing you that it's a they call it a 14.75 inch mattress. We might even call it 15 inches, but basically it's as advertised, in terms of its total profile height. And it's got essentially 6 total layers here. Starting with the quilt, which is about 2 inches. You got about a 2-inch quilt of just kind of soft polyurethane foam. You can see here, if I put my hand under here, there's really no memory foam in this quilt. This is a quick responding soft foam and maybe a little bit of fiber in there as well. And then right below the quilt, you've got 3/4 of an inch of Temper Indulge memory foam. And this is a very soft and very slow responding memory foam. And it's the only memory foam in this mattress, but so it is really where the entirety of any kind of memory feel comes from. So we showed you the kind of little bit of slow responsiveness, a little bit of delayed recovery that this mattress has. All of that is coming from just that 1-inch layer because of the fact that it is a very slow recovering, slow responding memory foam. So then below that, you have a 2-inch layer of polyurethane foam. This is kind of a transition foam. This in combination with the latex kind of operates as a transition layer. This is a relatively soft transition layer, I'd say, but still certainly firmer than the Temper Indulge memory foam and the quilt layer above it. So it is performing that transition function. And then you have a 1-inch layer of what I just mentioned, which is the latex. You can see the pin core holes in the latex. And that again is kind of like the final piece of the transition. It's about a medium firmness latex, but of course again that medium firmness is more firmness than what you have in the quilt or in that Tempur Indulge memory foam. So again, it's kind of easing that transition into these very supportive coils below. Now what you're seeing here, these are not actually the coils that are underneath you as a sleeper. Those coils are these bigger ones in the back. Those are the IntelliCoils. And in total, you're going to have about 1,500 coils in a queen size here, and that again counts these IntelliCoils as 2 coils because they are coil-in-coil design. And what you're seeing here, these are the edge coils. So these are smaller diameter coils. They're about a quarter, the size of a quarter. And the reason why you use those smaller diameter coils is so you can have a higher coil density along the edge to give the mattress a nice firm edge, which is what we've already shown you. As we've shown you in other videos of Stearns & Foster, these IntelliCoils are sort of a coil-in-coil construction. You have an outer coil that is a little bit softer, that kind of like takes you down a little bit, gives you a little bit of give, and then you can't sink too far before you hit that inner coil, which is a narrower diameter, more tightly wound, firmer support that gives it more supportiveness once you reach that inner coil. And that kind of makes sure that you don't sink too far in your heaviest or pointiest parts into the mattress. And then below these 8-inch coils, you have just one final layer, which is just this 1-inch layer of polyurethane foam on the bottom of the mattress, which is performing no function other than just to give those coils a solid foundation to rest on the bottom of the mattress. And of course, I should also touch upon the exterior of the mattress, because all of that is of course wrapped in this very luxurious, very highly crafted cover. You obviously have a really nice kind of stylish cover design up on top here with the little circle tufts. And this fabric is going to be a 50-50 blend of that higher density polyethylene yarn with a tencel. You have this nice tape edge here, this nice sturdy tape edge. You have these really kind of elegant handles here going around the mattress. There's actually 2 on each end, and then there's also 2 on each side, so 8 total handles with kind of a little pink stripe there for flare. And then you have this kind of nice side panel, which is kind of a little bit of a stretchy fabric, breathable. And actually, on the breathable point, I should mention one other thing on these pocketed coils. You have here little perforations in the sides of the pockets, and that's in a sense to provide additional breathability. So we talk a lot about airflow when we talk about temperature, and allowing air to flow out of the mattress, or I should say warmer air to flow out, cooler air to flow in, is an important part of temperature regulation. These perforations in the pockets help with that process. So those are all contributed. In fact, they also have small little vents on the sides of the mattress. There's not on the foot, but on the sides of the mattress, there's small little vents so that like any air that's kind of in between here has a chance to kind of like flow to the outside more easily than just coming through the fabric. So those are all designed to help with airflow. The last thing I want to point out about the materials and construction is this nameplate that's stitched onto the foot of the mattress. We actually flipped it around just to show you this. What's unique about it is that it is signed by the craftsman that worked on this mattress. And that just gives me an opportunity to tell you that these Stearns & Foster mattresses are made by very skilled humans, not just machines. They're actually made by skilled mattress craftsmen. And that is not just a marketing phrase, it is actually evidenced by the signature of the craftsman who worked on this mattress, which every Stearns & Foster mattress has, and you can see it right here. So when we talk about kind of the blend of New World materials and sort of more modern technologies being used in the mattress with kind of that old world craftsmanship, you know, we spent a lot of time talking about what's in the mattress, but I think it's also important to talk about just how it's made and the kind of care and expertise that goes into that, which is reflected here. So just to summarize, we talked about how this Stearns & Foster Luxe Estate medium tie top is going to be a good fit for a wide range of people from a back support and pressure relief standpoint. That is also going to make it a pretty good match for a lot of couples who may have different requirements from the standpoint of their body shape, size, and sleep position. We also talked about how if you're someone who's looking for a mattress that's got kind of a medium amount of softness, this is going to be a perfect fit on that respect. If you're looking for a little bit of a blend of that sleeping in your mattress and sleeping on your mattress, this is a really good blend of those two things. If you want just a little bit of that sleeping in your mattress, hugged or cradled sensation, it's an even more perfect fit because it has just a little bit more of that. If you want, not a particularly huge fan of memory foam, not looking for a lot of memory feel, but you want just a hint of some of the benefits that come with memory foam and maybe a little bit of memory feel, again, this is a perfect choice in that regard. And if you want a mattress that has a little bit of pep in terms of its bounce, whether a surface bounce or kind of deeper bounce as you get into bed, this again is going to be an ideal fit on those respects. And of course, if you're looking for a mattress that also has excellent motion isolation and excellent edge support, this mattress is going to excel in both of those areas as well. So there you have it. That's our full assessment of the Luxe Estate Medium Tight Top Mattress from Stearns & Foster. We hope you found this helpful. There were a few things, even though we did cover a lot of information in this video, that we did not include in terms of our assessments. I'd recommend going to our website. You can find the link in the description of this video to read our full review of this mattress. And the other important thing I think you might find helpful on our website is our compare tool, which you can find right up in the header of the website, where you can compare this mattress, including all the characteristics that we covered in this video, and compare it alongside any of the other mattresses in the Stearns & Foster collection, or for that matter, any of the other mattresses that you may be considering or have had in the past. So that's a really helpful tool that we highly recommend taking advantage of. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and we really hope you sleep well.